Hello. Okay, so today is Christmas Eve. Josh isn't here at the moment, so I've got time to make his last Christmas present. I saw that you could buy Lego bookends, but I didn't really want to spend £30 on some bookends, so I have decided to make some for Josh instead. So all I did was I ordered 2 sets of bookends, just plain metal ones. Which cost me like £8. And then I've got some of the Wilko base plates because I refuse to cut up actual Lego base plates, but these are really inexpensive as well. I need like a few quid each, so I don't mind too much cutting these ones up. Got some super glue as well, which we're going to use, and some sharp scissors. And then all we're going to do is literally cut some of the base plate down and attach it to the bookend so that he can then build on the edges here. So I'm going to keep them as wide as they are, but I'm just going to... The idea is that they're not so wide that you then actually can't fit them on the shelf, so we still want to have room for the books. So I think if we just go up to here, that should be fine. And just so you know, that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17 studs. So I'm just gonna attempt to cut these. I've used these scissors before to cut the Lego base plates, but they don't seem to be having it, so I think I'm going to go and get something else to cut them with. I'll be right back. Okay, so what I've actually done is have my trusty knife, and I actually just scored along where we wanted to cut, and then it allowed me to snap it. So I'm just going to do that again. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17. Sorry. And if there's kids watching this, please don't do this bit. Get an adult to do this bit for you. Does take a little bit of going over to get it to the point where it will just like snap. There we go. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17. Now what's going to happen as well is we'll have a very like thin piece of base plate left over. Now you can either make your pieces to the size that means you won't have any spare left over, or the reason why I've done it like this is because I will use the end part as a bookmark. You can make as many of these as you need. Josh has a ton of books and they're all currently propped up with like Lego alarm clocks or Lego figures, Minecraft figures and stuff like that. So these will be absolutely perfect for him. And they've cost me like less than half of what the actual Lego bookends cost. I bet I'm pulling some really great phrases right about now. I've also intentionally left the plastic covering on just because it gives that extra little bit of protection. The knife obviously isn't actually going through the base plate, but if you're all worried, I would suggest you put it on some form of chopping board, or if you've got like a craft board, then pop it on that. This piece does not want to give in. Some people may have fancy saws and lasers and all that kind of stuff to do this with, and that is absolutely fine. Use whatever tools you have available to make it as easy as possible. Here we go. So that's 3 pieces, and then this piece is ideal bookmark size, so we will keep that one. I'm actually going to make Josh 2 sets of bookends because he has that many books, but for now we're just going to make 1 set because that's all you really need to see. So this is our bookend. Now this side actually slides underneath the books, so we're going to be gluing the base plate to this part here. So the edge isn't perfect, but for this purpose it's absolutely fine. So I'm going to get our super glue, and we're going to be quite generous with how much we put on here because we don't want it coming apart, obviously. But obviously you do need to be careful that you don't then end up with it squirting out all over the place underneath. Then all I would say is just simply check how many studs you've got each side, so 5 and 5. Yep. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Once you're happy with the positioning, simply place the base plate on. Then what you will need to do is find something heavy to keep it on there, which I did not think about ahead of time. So I'm just going to hold this down just for a few minutes. This glue actually dries pretty quick, so it shouldn't take too long. I'm just going to keep gently moving it just so I can make sure, one, it doesn't get stuck to the table, and two, how well it's drying. Okay, so it's not quite dry but near enough, and that is one end of our Lego bookends. So I'm just going to set this to one side. So that we can do the other end. And I'm going to get something heavy first. I think this Tyrannosaurus tooth should do the job. Right. Again, you know, it might be an idea to put some form of covering down on the table when you're putting the glue on, if you don't want things ending up stuck to your table. This is just like our sort of Lego and arts and crafts table, so I'm not too worried about things getting stuck to it. So that's my super glue on that side. And line this up again. Yeah. And then just push down. This time I'm going to put my Tyrannosaurus tooth on there to hold it in place. Just while I check how the other one's doing. Yeah, so as you can see, that's now dry. Originally I did think about putting base plates up here as well, so like lay it flat on the side, but I've decided just to do for now the actual bottom piece, but that's certainly something that you could do if you want to. Just going to give that a few minutes to dry. And then we can test them out. So let me just get some of Josh's books. Okay, so let's see how this one is doing. Yep, and there we have our other side. Awesome. And to demonstrate, here are some of Josh's books. I actually need two at the moment because there's not that many books here, just to demonstrate, but then just to demonstrate you can build on them, and they fit perfectly with any characters or anything that you want to put on there. So these are really quick and easy to make. They don't cost very much, and they are fantastic for any Lego fan that also loves reading. Maybe Josh will even be able to put some of his Lego blocks in them. So that's it, guys. I hope you found this helpful and interesting, and be sure to like and subscribe for me. Have a great Christmas, everyone, and I look forward to seeing you in 2017. Bye!